Alright guys, I am back. Streaming some more of the map making. I've been did a lot of the background stuff earlier today. All the boring stuff, coding in each of the grids, putting in whales and mermaids and all that stuff. Did some work on the portals. I'll show you here quick. Pop up. Portals. Working on the trade winds as well. Just working on that. Power stones, everything's all set up, ready to go. We started getting some information on the VIP islands that people were wanting, so we're plugging those in. So we're hearing not lots, but there are some few issues with the patch that dropped last night. Some people complaining about beds, smithies, height limits, even unofficial. And I think I may have figured out how to eliminate height restrictions, hopefully. Bit of a process, but hopefully it works, maybe. So the plan is to try and get this map finished up and launched, locked, so that we can get in and do some testing. Some things are going to change, like I threw in extra free ports into the admin grid, because we want to put the bank on a free port this season, so that if our plan is to spawn in Kraken ships, give you some gold and some cannonballs, so that you can basically go grab NPCs, throw NPCs on your cannons, and once you leave the grid, you're at least able to defend yourself. So. But we got to figure out what free port would work best for that, because the free port will have to house, it'll be home for the bank, starter area, maybe a couple of other things. We're still kind of finalizing the design of the admin grid from there, but I've got pretty much Kraken grids ready to go. Power Stones grids are good to go. Just plopping in islands, and for some reason when they released this program, they put in all the broken islands again, so the broken islands show up in the list. So it's taken me a little bit longer to go through the islands and use them, because I got to cross-reference another document to make sure I'm not putting any broken islands in. So kind of a bit of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. So I'll walk you guys through my concept for the portals, concepts for the trade winds, just so you guys kind of have a good idea. I got a ton of customizing to do on the background side of things, information-wise for the players, so that when they pull up their map, they can actually understand what's going on, and it's not just look like this, to the point where I don't know what the hell's going on with that. So I got to try and clean that up a bit, make it make sense, especially the portals, because it's kind of confusing. But do what I can, and I will carry on. And I apologize if the stream gets laggy for some reason when I'm doing trade winds or these portals. The program gets real sluggish and be a bit of a pain. And I do have Butterfly in the background modding for me, so if I don't get to your question, I apologize. Beds are a tad buggy still. Hello. Yeah, we're on a crunch right now, so we'll finish up the trade winds, and then I will go over the portal system and the trade winds, just so you guys can see. So I pretty much have, this will be your main pop area, gen pop, where kind of everybody lives. You got the crack grid at the top, and then your admin grid. So I basically kind of made like a freeway system on the outskirts, so you can kind of get around quickly if you need to. And then on the inside, just kind of made little quick lanes there, just so you got to go somewhere, there should be a trade when you can jump on, get you there a little faster if you're not able to use a portal. The Power Stone Islands, I got the ghost ship going in through around basically the same path, maybe, or close to a similar path that a ship might take if you're going to go do your Power Stones all the time. So to try and encourage the interaction between the player and the ghost ship. And then also what I'm going to do with this trade wind is kind of curve it out again with the same path, so it'll encourage players to use the trade wind to do their power stones, but at the same time it's going to cross paths, hopefully with the ghost ship as well. Just more ways of encouraging actual interaction. So because it can be difficult to find sometimes. So to do a trade wind, basically just place it on the map. It starts with the 3 dots. This can be a little confusing, so I'm going to shut this ship path off so you can kind of see better. So you can edit, they're called nodes. And again, you'll see the thickness on this line compared to this tiny skinny little line here. That's because it's defaulted at 1,000. Again, which is thinner than a sloop, I think. So we bumped that up to 30,000. The strength of it. Because what's the point of having a trade wind? You can't fly. Now, you can kind of see how it peters out at the end. That's because you got to do each one. I had covered that yesterday, but I like to ramble and repetitive, so I don't know why, but time I do trade winds, it's sluggish. Go through along here. There's no curvature in these lines yet. I'll do that after the fact. Just putting in the data for the nodes right now. Just to give you guys an insight on the data in the background for each grid, you got to put in values for your float sims and what you want the bottom of the ocean, what resources you want on there, color of the water, the sky, difficulty of the ships, kinds of stuff like that. A lot of copying, pasting once you do have the coding. I guess the program it could use some work in terms of user friendliness, but not 300,000. Remember to keep looking. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Dragon Lord. Alright, so trade winds, you can have them looping if you want. You can just have them straight lines. You can have them reverse direction if you want. Like this one here, then realized my starting node was down here, so I wanted to reverse it. So it gives you the option to do that, which is nice. Now we curve it up a bit. Zoom in a bit because you do not want your trade wind going through an island. Bit of a delay here. Lag. Now you can, I'm pretty sure you can, I think I did last season as well. You can run your trade wind over a trench, because there's not theoretically an island above, the trench is down below, so. And another tip, you need to have at least one node, unless they've patched it, but just to be safe, you need to have at least one node in each grid. basically doing the path as if hop on it with a ship and hit almost every island. Or make it so you can hit every island. And hop back on it. It'll only be one direction, and I'll kind of explain why, because I got portals that you can jump to the admin grid to try and catch. A nice flow to. Have to curl up a bit. Try this. Change that up. Damn it. Got to lock my islands. Grab another one because I spun it. It's going to be impossible to try and put it back exactly. This way it'll start. Lock islands. Alright, try that again. Well, the delay sucks on me. Ah. everybody's watching. I'm like, fuck, this guy's too picky for this shit. Can't help it, man. Sure. Thank you for following, Edward. Oh, you know what? This island actually has a lot of sandbars and shit on it, so I'm actually gonna end it there. Between here and here, I don't like it. There. Got a better curve there now. Find that curve. Alright. I don't hate it. It's a good start. Alright. Shut those off. Now. Fry my brain staring at that. Play with it 100 times. I think that's... Actually, I'll go back. Pretty sure that that's it for trade wins. I may, depending on what islands the VIPs pick, because they're going to go up in the top 2 squares up here. Some are in there already. What I was kind of thinking is I was going to try and outline the 2 grids with the islands, depending on how many, and then do some almost similar to like a racetrack in the center of like a community cul-de-sac, if you will, a little ring in the 2 grids, just so people can kind of get back and forth quickly. One for action and 2 just for because I can. Fuck it. So until I get those islands in, I'll have to play around, figure out what we're gonna do there. I may or may not. I don't know. It'll depend on the layout of the islands. The rest of these grids, I just got to throw islands in. I just got to verify with the other program. I'm not using dead ones. It really sucks. You have to keep changing the map. It's brutal. Portals. Here we go. Portals. So, actually, I'll pull this up. This is going to be the image that I'm using on the actual map itself, kind of like a Stargate portal. And then what I've done is, if it's green, it's going to be an entrance. Obviously, red is an exit. And then if it's green-red, basically that portal system goes both ways. So, how I'm going to incorporate that on the map is most likely there's going to be number system thinking. Probably going to be the easiest. So these are your 2 VIP grids. So they basically have a direct access to the admin island, the bank, and all that stuff. So these 2 green ones are going to be two-way portals. So you'll be able to go there and come back nice and easy. And the entrances for the VIP grids will be central, so they'll pretty much the same distance from all the islands. Nice and easy, just a quick little sail to the portal, and boom, you're in Admin Island. My Chaos portal is basically going to be like the starter portal. Oh, let me touch on one other thing. These 2 green portals are free, so you can go back and forth as many times as you want. There's no charge, there's no resource, you don't need anything. The Chaos portal is basically mostly for our starters, so when you start on the map, you're going to get your starter, you're going to hit this portal, you're going to, hopefully you guys can see this, but this one here, and this one here are the exits. So you're going to come out of one of these 3, which is kind of central to the map, and then you can kind of go where you want from there, if you're not a VIP. Takes care of this one. The 2 on the outside that are coming back to admin, see the reds here, these are exits. These are basically admin shortcuts. So if you're down in the bottom area of the map and you want to get to admin quickly, you can hop into this portal, boom. Now, alright, going back, the coastal portal, it'll cost you 1 gold to activate. So you need 1 gold coin in your inventory to activate it. These shortcut portals, getting you back to admin grid, are 100 gold. Now these 3 portals in the Power Stone grids are like quick escapes. Same idea, you would go to that portal if you're done in this, or if you finished your Power Stones or whatever the case, or you need to get back. It gives you the ability to jump across a grid pretty quickly. Same thing, these 3 portals are going to cost 100 gold to activate. And then we have the Kraken portal down in the bottom left corner of C2. So that one, again, that's where everybody's going to, as far as I know, still got to do some testing, but my thought process on it for the concept. I just make sure that it works. Is basically anybody that's going to do the Kraken fight, you've got that big portal in the ocean. Everybody sells their ships in there, and then somebody pays 100 gold and 50 mythos, and boom, it teleports you into the Kraken grid. Now, any of you that were with us last season may notice over here we have icebergs in Kraken grid again. Now, with this Kraken portal, I'm not sure exactly how it works. It needs to be tested tomorrow to see, but my goal is for everybody who's doing the Kraken fight to sail to C2 or C3. I forget already where I put it, but go there, activate it, and I want it to teleport you into the actual boss fight rather than outside of it. The reason why is because what's the point of having a Kraken portal if you still have to do the whole line up at the wall and hope nobody gets locked out of the boss fight type of thing. So I'm hoping that I can make it work in that fashion, but I won't know until we do some testing. And then same with the icebergs. They're just roughly placed, and then I go into the grid, I spawn the Kraken, and I kind of see where the icebergs are in comparison to the Kraken. And then there's some trial and error bits there where I got to move things around because I just want to put them in and around the tentacles. So you can't just sit there and do a circle and go around all the tentacles. You at least got to come out a little bit. And then when we do Kraken bowls, it just adds another element of needing to watch out for. It spices the boss fight up a bit. Because most of the people that are doing the boss fight, they've done it 1,000 times, so it's just something different. That is pretty much it for portals. I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave it at that. Again, I'm going to be using those icons that I showed you, and then there will be a number system on the actual background of the map. So like you may see for the Chaos one, you'll see C1, and then you'll, sorry, you can't see that. He's pointing at the screen. It'll probably have the graphic and then say a C1 next, or 1-1, and then the 3 exits, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. So that you, when you're looking at that portal, you know, okay, it's connected to one of these 3. And then same thing, this should be like 2-2, whatever, and then 2-2, 3-3, 3-3. I haven't quite figured out exactly how I'm actually going to word things, but you should be able to see one side, find the corresponding side, and know that that's where you're going to come out. Just based on the different colors between the two. And again, the green, well, they won't be green, but the VIP portals are free to use as many times as you want. The Chaos one is 1 gold, so when you start, grab a flotsam, but we're going to be giving you a bit of gold to get NPCs, so you'll be able to go through that with the 1 gold. It's cheap. And then again, any other portal for basically fast traveling is going to cost you 100 gold. So it gives a bit of purpose to gold. And then for the Kraken, it's the 100 gold and 50 mythos. And we'll post all of this information for everybody. Yeah, so that's the portals. Done. Portals are done. Alright. Next. Powerstone. Check my list here. Alright, now I gotta do some customization. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. Okay, and then what I want to do, one at a time, I'm going to export this image. Call it portals. See why in a minute. Okay, then I'm going to shut that off. Then I'm going to turn this one on. Time being. These are my references, basically. That way all the VIPs are in combat. Oh, that's another thing about our combat wave. I didn't even realize it till this morning. But basically, I think last night we were saying that you would have 12 days in between your waves, and it's actually going to be less the way I have this set up because admin grid is PvE, and your Power Stone grids, there's no islands that you can claim because I'm worried there's going to be too much in the grid and may cause lag. So I'll know better tomorrow after testing, but I don't want to put any islands in this because these three should just be that should be your goal. You're going to do your power stones, going to do your trenches, you're going crab hunting, razor, what do you call it, taming, whatever. That's that section of the map. But basically, for our combat wave, the A grids are null and void now. So at no point in time would the A grids need to go in the combat wave because just don't need. There's no islands. They'll still be all open water PvP, but we don't need to do. So they basically don't need to be incorporated into the wave. So now we only have a wave of 3 grids, which means if you're in B grids and your wave just finished, C grids is going to have 4 days, D grids is going to have 4 days. 8 days later, you're back in. So basically you have a week now, just over a week and a day in between your combat waves. So it should actually keep everything interesting and keep the action going. Rather than having to wait like 3/4 of a month in between, it'll speed things up a bit. Hopefully promote more content between companies and things like that. So. And also give the bigger companies more requirement on relying on the gamers that are more geared towards farming and doing things like that and taming and breeding, because you're going to want those guys because you're not going to have time to do everything yourself. So you're going to want your company well-rounded with PvPers and more PvE focused people to try and accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So hopefully it brings a better balance to what we want in the end. Battle chickens. Oh yeah, I guess we could do a cooldown for A grids too. I don't know. Think about that. Maybe we'll try it without the cooldown, and if it's too intense, too much, then maybe introduce a cooldown. And when we launch the map, you've got the first week where there's no combat wave anyway, or at least a week minimum. Okay, I don't remember if I saved this or not, but save it again. Case close that shit. All right. Next. All right. Background. Okay, so this is basically like the basic template I've got for the background. This is where I add all the extra little tidbits. I'm going back to, so say portals to start. So basically what I want to do, take this picture, lay it on top of this picture. I gotta put it just perfect. Easiest, and then I gotta move it down here. Reason why is because double check it, I just turn it on, turn it off. It shifts a little bit, so just the smallest shift, but it's there. So I gotta a bit. Kind of see that this is foggy. It's just to say off, not off a lot, but enough there. There's a good tell right there. So what I want to do is I want to move it. Try and make sure I've got it perfect. Out again. On and off. Nailed it. All right. So now I know I have a true representation of the actual background and where everything's, where the portals are placed. It's showing the islands, but that'll be a different one anyway. Now I can actually go in and mark exactly where these portals are. Put my graphics that I want to put up. Green portal. Okay. Huge. Okay, so obviously I gotta resize that. Down to Chillville. And I don't want these things too big. Pretty much the same size as, I guess, the little circles that it's putting there. I don't want it to overpower the map. I'll leave it a little smaller. Alright, I'll put that guy there. Beauty. Love it. Alright. Not a bad size. Kind of see it from a distance. See that that's an entrance. It's green. And it's still wrong. Gotta use the other one. Green. These two are gonna be the red and greens. It goes both ways. So. Right there. And then, like I was saying, I'm gonna be putting text next to it. Wait. I don't want to use the alphabet. Using. Kind of lame. Label this. Gold per ship or gold per person? I think it's per yeah, so it's basically considered a broken portal, the way the video described it. Again, we got to do testing tomorrow to be 100% sure, but the way they described it is it's considered a broken portal, and once you get within a certain proximity of it, you can activate it, and it would be your person, not the ship. So one person would activate it, and then that portal will activate itself, and you only have a certain amount of time to go through the portal, and then it'll shut off again. And then same thing. If there's another ship behind you, you'll either try and... This is another thing that you need to basically wait and see what happens, but if there's a train of ships trying to go through the same portal, is that going to cause problems? We don't fucking know. Your guess is as good as mine, so... Will it shut off immediately after a ship goes through and wait for the next person to pay the gold? Don't know. Speculating. I would imagine it's probably on a timer system, so it'll remain open for a certain amount of time and then shut off, but further testing required, I guess, is the best answer for that. That's the one. No, you're not going to see those lines in game. Okay, and then better. Oh, you know what? Ooh, I like that. Oh, what did I do? Like that. Put the number right in it. So the color tells you if it's an entrance or exit. Number tells you what it's connected to. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Right. These guys. Good. This is where all the time consuming stuff is. Icky. Yeah, that looks a little smaller than the other. Because it is. Okay, and then I'm going to go to there. Duplicate that one. Why would the 1 be different size? 3. God damn it. Fonts. There, fix that. Okay. That one. Two is. 3. It's one of these. Come on. Thank you. God damn it. Alright. Pretty straightforward. 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 2 to 3. You can see that it's red and green. Default green. Red should show up. I like it. Unique. Looks good. Alright. Right away. I talk to myself a lot. I apologize, guys. Okay. So now I'll do reds. Green and reds. Okay. Size it. better. Okay. Ah. Nothing. Okay, is that it? Oh, oh, apparently I have an island. It's good though. Gotta move all this stuff around. Okay. Check. Green, red, red. Okay, I think we got her. I just gotta put the numbers on the rest of them. Nine. Kraken will be number 9. Alright. Pick up one of these. On the Kraken head. It's there, you just can't see it because I got it doubled up here. Why is it still? Order. It should be on top. Why is it not showing up on top? That's why. This guy. Hey! That's better. There, so that's what will actually show up on the background. You won't have those lines. You'll have the islands and everything else, but that really cleans it up. Like it. Yeah, sorry, Edward. It was hiding behind my Kraken logo. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to eat. So I'm going to. I'll shut the stream off, and then I'll fire it back up when I come back. That way, easier than just staring at a be back soon screen. All right, so thanks for watching so far, guys, and I will be back shortly. Peace.